Hi everybody, it's Peter Zellum's Griniflix Adventure 8 and welcome to another video. Okay, this one is for people that like to use a Leica M series camera and also a digital SLR or a mirrorless SLR. Why would you need both? Why would you need both? Well, first things first, I'd just like to say thank you to all my viewers and subscribers. My channel has hit 3,000 subscribers. Now, that's not the millions like many YouTube channels, not many, but a few YouTube channelers or YouTubers have. But for me, 3,000, that's a significant amount. That's, I got to 1,000 subscribers a year ago and then been making quite a few videos around photography and throwing a bit of adventure travel in between. And so over the last year, we've gone from 1,000 subscribers to 3,000 subscribers. So thank you very much for viewing my videos, for subscribing. That's really appreciated. Whether we can get to maybe 10,000 in the next year, I don't know, but we will see. So the format of my videos is still photography and adventure travel. And adventure travel will be around motorcycling and also four-wheel driving here in Australia and around the world. When that travel will be able to start up again on a consistent basis, only time will tell. So in between, so for now, there will be a bit of local travel and there'll be more photography, of course, because photography is part of the travel as well. Well, on the topic of travel, I'm still planning a Central Australia trip, four-wheel drive Central Australia trip. So if you're up for a photographic experience, photographing the night skies, the Milky Way, outback, wildlife, landscapes, then do contact me. The tour that I'm planning to do is probably around the January-February timeframe in 2022. So that's all going to be subject to border openings. I'm limited to the number of people I can take, and costs will be shared to cover the costs, obviously. So if you are interested, then do contact me, and you can contact me on adventure8.com.au, or you can make comments in this video, and I can respond, and we can discuss what's incorporated, what sort of desires you have for adventure as well as photography. And obviously the budget as well. We can discuss those details. So do contact me on that. Over the last, I'd say over the last year and a half, maybe over the last 2 years, I really got into my Leica M series cameras. I started off with the Leica M240P and then got the Leica M10 Monochrom, and then this one here, the Leica M10. Which is the black paint version. Very nice. I also have some vintage Leica film cameras, and I'll probably do, I'm tempted to get more and more into the film side as well. I've taken a few test rolls, and you've seen that on previous videos on my channel. I have been a long-term Nikon user, and film cameras, Nikon film cameras, of course. My original Nikon film camera is here, the old F2. And I had an FE as well for a while, quite a while, but that did pack up eventually. I did sell it, and I've never, so really the only manual film camera that I've had and that I've retained, kept, is this F2, which is quite an amazing camera. It still works, very nice. So, but I was late to the digital SLRs, and I started off with the Nikon D700 and then waited for some time before I got the Nikon D500, and then and soon after that actually I got the D850, which is this one here with the 47.5 megapixel sensor, full frame. And I've got numerous lenses, including this 24-70 zoom lens, and a bunch of other F lenses as well. But it was the guy coming back to Leica, because I think you might have recalled from some of my previous videos, my first exposure to Leica film cameras, the M series camera, was when I was a wedding photographer back in my 20s. Back when I was in my 20s. And when I stopped working for the photographer, I had to give my Leica equipment back to him, and then I continued with my Nikon film cameras and eventually the Nikon digital cameras. So coming back to Leica, I really, over the last couple of years, really gave me appreciation for, why Leica was invented in the first place. Why, back 30, 40 years, 50, 60 years ago, developing something so small, a film camera, even that, if you look at my F2 here, and the Leica film camera here, back in its day, the small Leica provided an easy way of transporting and doing photography inconspicuously, conveniently, with ease, and with fun. The SLRs always gave a great image, depending, of course, it's going to depend on the lens. Lens that determines how good your image is. But from a practicality, functionality, and ease of use and transport, the Leica had its benefits over the larger SLRs. So, where does that bring us in the digital world right now? Well, okay, put that aside. Well, I think that still applies now, because even the mirrorless SLRs and the digital SLRs, they're still sizable, they're still heavy, they're still very purposeful. And the Leica M series cameras, well, they are still small, compact, and functional. And the photography experience is still very similar. One big fundamental difference is that with the more modern SLR and digital SLR and mirrorless SLRs, it's all around autofocus, and that's one fundamental difference between the Leica M series cameras. Manual focus. Everything slows down, everything becomes more purposeful, and but it's the compactness, the convenience that makes the difference. So the question is, do you need both? Do you still need both? Can you get rid of your SLRs or your mirrorless SLRs, your digital SLRs, and just have the Leica M series cameras and appropriate lenses? Good question. What I'm finding is there's still a purpose for both. If it's a social event, where if I'm traveling and I want to keep my weight down, then there's nothing that beats the Leica M series cameras. And particularly for travel, I can pull it out, I can take a shot, I can be purposeful in what I do, and I can create a great image. What I find with my SLRs is that if I have more time to plan about what I want to do, or in the four-wheel drive, my travel in the four-wheel drive, where I'm not limited by space. On the motorcycle, I'm really limited by space. Then I'm tempted to take both systems along, take the Leica as well as also take my digital SLR or the mirrorless. I'm actually filming with the Nikon Z6 right now. So I find right now the Z6 is the only one that I have as far as the mirrorless bodies are concerned. It's great for filming. What more can you say? It's great for stills as well. So, but anyway, that's what I mainly use that for. And but when I want to, maybe particularly with my zoom telephoto lenses, my 70-200 f-mount lens, zoom lens f2.8, or my Tamron 150-600 zoom lens. So if I want to do wildlife photography, or where I need to really zoom in close to a subject that's far away, then it's great using my SLR autofocus. So I guess that's probably one of the key differences between when I'm actually using the Leica M series camera or whether I'm using the DSLR. If there is an autofocus function that I require, that's when I pull this out. But in most cases I don't need that autofocus function because I'm quick with the manual focus on the M series. Do you have both of these? Do you have the M series and do you also have a SLR or digital SLR or a mirrorless SLR? Do make comments. I'd welcome your thoughts on your experiences. There is always a brand loyalty, and do you mix your brands? Do you have a Leica M series and another brand of SLR, mirrorless SLR or digital SLR? Or are you tempted to sell off your non-Leica mirrorless SLR or digital SLR and stick to one brand, stick to the Leica brand? I guess the advantage of doing that is you can then use the lenses interchangeably anyway. But which you can do with the Nikon Z series. You can just get adapters and put your Leica lenses on the Z series as well. So with the mirrorless lenses, with the mirrorless cameras these days, you can swap and change any brand or with any camera body, so it's a great advantage there as well. Anyway, whether I'll ever go to the Leica SL series of mirrorless cameras, maybe one day, I don't know, we'll see. For now I've got a lot invested in my Nikon gear and I enjoy using them. It's very hard for me to sell cameras. I tend to spend quite a bit of time working out what sort of cameras I like to have, and so my purchases are quite purposeful, and I really enjoy the quality and the design that goes into these cameras, both Leica as well as Nikon. So if I do go to the SL range, well, I'll end up keeping my Nikon as well, because just like I've kept the Nikon D700, I'll pull that out every now and then, just use a 12 megapixel camera the way it was designed. There is a lot of consistency between the Nikon bodies and design, so you go from one to the next, other than the sensor quality or the detail or its functionality. The cameras perform much the same, which is great. Even the Z series Nikon cameras perform similar, obviously mirrorless versus DSLR. Alright, a bit of a rave today for this video. What I'll do is I will include some photographs because I've been doing a bit of travel locally, up into the snowy mountains, also to the beach areas, McMaster's Beach, and I'll include a few photographs, just a bit of a slideshow, just so you always get a bit of photography in my videos as well. But I'd be interested to hear your story. Do you have an M series Leica camera, whether it be film or digital? And do you also have a SLR film, digital SLR, mirrorless SLR? Do you use both systems? How do you tend to find using them also? Is it like me, where for everyday use, where you just need to pick up a camera and take a shot, where you're not concerned about autofocus? Do you just grab the M series? And do you become quite purposeful with your use of a SLR, DSLR, mirrorless SLR, where you're carrying a lot more weight and taking it to specific situations? What are those specific situations? Welcome your comments, and enjoy the slideshow, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks again for watching. Cheers. Bye.